What's going on, everyone? This is your boy Ice Revolver from the AAA Gaming Network and also the AGN GAMECAST, one and only podcast about gaming strictly. Listen, I don't know how long this video is going to be or this podcast is going to be if you're listening to the podcast, video if you're on our Facebook page. But I kind of just want to tap on the end of the year gaming situation or debacle. It was an epic failure for the end of 2018. So of course, again, 2018, not this coming end of the year, the past year, I guess the last quarter and a half, because it's been a downfall since about August, maybe September. But yeah, so I've been putting off doing this video for a while. A lot of things have been coming up. For those of you that don't know, I am in school for digital cinematography. Again, there's a lot of things coming down the video game pipeline for the AAA Gaming Network. There's a lot of things I'm working on and will be working on, and that's part of what I'm in school for, so I can bring you guys these new creative ideas to the gaming universe, right? Again, so before I get off topic, let's go back. 2018, right? Started off kind of slow, but Monster Hunter, I think, was a much needed game during the winter. I think we had just came off of Star Wars Battlefront 2 in 2017, end of 2017, along with Call of Duty World War II, and they weren't received that well. And Call of Duty, the first person shooters, our shooting game, high end, or I think the two most played franchises, at least that I would say are the two top franchises as far as first person shooters go, is DICE with the Battlefield series, or whatever line they're doing, whether it's Battlefront or Battlefield, excuse me, and Activision with the Call of Duty series. Those two games normally hit at the end of the year, in the fourth quarter of the year, and they normally would take us through winter, probably spring, and then the next bigger games will start coming out around the summer. Not saying no games come out during the winter or that trail end of the winter and spring, but the titles that people most likely look to the most normally don't come out in the first and second quarters, or in the first quarter and a half, right? Which is a good thing that's changed, because this year first and second quarter is stacked with games, especially the first quarter is something serious. But let me not get off topic. So in 2017 was kind of a disappointment. It takes us into the first quarter of 2018, right? Which I think everybody thought was going to be a disappointment, but Monster Hunter kind of hit. And then at that trail end of 2017, the Division had a big update with the 1.8 update that changed a lot of things, and they caught back up. So that was kind of saved. Going into the end of 2018, to me, I thought was going to be one of the better fourth quarters we've had in a long time. Now I'm gonna run down just a few games that I was looking forward to. Not only looking forward to, I actually purchased, and I was disappointed. Well, I purchased all except one, because I kind of knew something was off about it, at least to me, right? So the four games I want to mention are Forza Horizon 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, Black Ops 4, and Battlefield 5. Now the last one, Battlefield 5, is the one I didn't get. I played the beta. It didn't feel the way I wanted it or expected it to feel. Along with, I'm tired of older war games in the Battlefield franchise, in DICE's lineup, in EA's lineup of first-person shooters, or with shooters, period. I'm tired. I'm done. And when I seen it, I'm like, yeah, this is for sure. Okay, yeah, I can't. I'm done with that. I don't want that. Give me another Battlefield 4 or don't give me anything. Right? So that's just how I feel. We haven't had a modern day shooter. I mean, I guess you guys can count Hardline, which was a clone of 4 and it failed, but give me 4. But going back to that, we haven't had an updated first-person shooter since, whether you want to say Battlefield 4 or Battlefield Hardline. So it's been roughly 4 or 5 years. And that's I don't want World War I, World War II, whatever war you want to pick, Vietnam War. I don't want those from DICE. I want a modern shooter. So I didn't get that. The other 3 I purchased. Red Dead Redemption 2, we all know my issues with that. I think our very first video was on that. Battlefield 4, I think my last video was on that. You guys can check that out if you haven't. I think it's called Black Ops 4 Disappointment. One I haven't talked about yet is Forza Horizon 4. And I'm not sure if I need to do an entire video on that, or if I need to even speak on that at all. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of the same situation as Battlefield 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2, which I think is a content issue. And I don't know, that's for a separate video. But disappointment, right? End of the year disappointment. And I don't know, I'm not saying that any of these games are bad games or just horrible games. Contrary to your belief, even in the last video I stated that Black Ops 4 is a good game. I think it's mechanically sound. The gameplay is fine. It just has an issue with content. I have no problem with the actual game mechanics itself. Very playable. But the replayability is an issue. Red Dead Redemption 2, fun game. Nice premise. Nice environment. Map size. Says a lot because it means you should be able to experience a lot. But the content wasn't there. So replayability is not there. And I feel the same way with Forza Horizon. Unless you're doing PvP after you finish whatever main things you feel like you want to finish, there's not a lot to do unless you're doing PvP. And the fan system, racers need to do away with that. They need to do something else. Something similar to what the Crew 1 did, with having like the maybe work on your ranking system, so you can be a V4, V2, V8, whatever the case is, and you trying to work your way up, and people just trying to get these hard to come by titles or whatever it is by doing maybe ridiculous style races. I don't know. I'll leave that for maybe a Forza video if I do one. But this video is just for the disappointment. I was disappointed. I don't play Forza Horizon that much at all. By the time Red Dead and actually by the time Black Ops 4 came out, I was pretty much done with Forza. And then once Red Dead came out, I was just flipping between Black Ops 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2. And then it was really focused on Red Dead, or I was really focused on Red Dead after I kind of grew a little tiresome with Black Ops 4, and then Red Dead failed and I didn't get Battlefield. Then I'm looking like, well, what am I doing? And then I kind of was forcing myself to play the games because I had paid for them. Granted, I had finished them as far as like the campaign goes with Red Dead Redemption 2. Black Ops, of course, didn't have one, and I pretty much bought everything that I wanted to buy in Forza Horizon 4. I think I still have like $60 million in that game or something like that. I didn't buy everything, of course, but I bought everything that I wanted to buy. After that, I really didn't see any races or anything like that I needed to do. Maybe you just got to be like a real racer enthusiast or something like that. But I try to hop on every now and again. I have friends that play those, of course, so I hop on every now and again. I still have it installed and just play with them, do a couple races or something, then hop off. But yeah, this, I don't know, man. The end of the year, content is a big issue. The end of the year showed me that content is a big issue, and excuse me, I don't know how we can be proactive in fixing this. But if people don't see that games are giving us less content, and you can compare them to their maybe 4 or 5 year old counterparts. In my last video, I compared what Black Ops 4, the content that Black Ops 4 released with, to the content that Black Ops 2 released with, which was 5 years prior. Black Ops 4, of course, released in 2018. Black Ops 2 released in 2013, so 5 years in between. Black Ops 2 released at a $60 price tag, right, with more weapons, more maps, more perks than Black Ops 4 just released at. And I mean, like, I don't mean about maybe 1 or 2 things. I mean, probably, if I'm counting everything, if I'm just going like secondary, primary, secondary maps, Black Ops 2 released with at least 15 more items, probably something like that, than Black Ops 4. But I still paid the same price for both. So what I'm getting at here is we're in some way, shape, or form, depending on the franchise or the genre that franchise is in, whether it's a racing game, shooting game, RPG, fantasy, whatever you want to call it, or whatever they land at. A lot of these games are giving us less than what they previously gave us, but for the same price. And I'm really seeing the effects of that fast. Like, I'm getting tired of games, or I'm finished with games weeks after it released, and I'm not playing the game for 8, 9, 10, 12 hours a day, and I'm still getting not only tired, but I'm finishing games and then getting tired of them a few weeks after release. 2018, the last quarter and a half of 2018 was a high disappointment to me. Again, not saying that the games were bad, but they replayability. A game has to have replayability. Well, what is there? Especially when you take into the account that it's an online or a multiplayer game. It was a big disappointment, man. I'm glad that we have Resident Evil 2 that released this month, and I think Kingdom Hearts 3 released this month also. I'm not sure if it released already or if it's coming up, but it's supposed to be releasing this month. And then next month we got more than enough games, along with between February and March we have The Division 2, we have Anthem, we have Overkill's The Walking Dead. We have it's a slew of games coming out, along with Metro Exodus and some other single player story campaign games. But I was highly disappointed with how 2018 ended as far as games go. How do you guys feel? I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like games are not what they used to be. I hope they get back to that. I'm almost like losing the interest in games, which is hard for me to do because I've been playing games since I was in single digits. Here I am in my 30s now. I still love games, but I'm finding few and few franchises are hanging in there, or I'm finding few franchises that I'm interested in even playing, let alone purchasing, for the price tag of $60. And then that might be an issue. Maybe I'm thinking about content per dollar. A lot of games are still releasing at $60. I think a lot of these games should be releasing at $40 for $39.99. If you take into account what you actually get in them. I'm not saying that about Forza in particular. I'm not saying that about Red Dead in particular. But in my last video, I stated that I really felt that way about Black Ops 4. I feel like it lacks so much content that it shouldn't be a $60 game. No matter how many modes in the game, no matter if it has zombies, blackout, in multiplayer. The multiplayer lacks so much that it feel like it's just there. So you really only paying for zombies and maybe blackout. I feel like it should be a $39.99 game. I think a lot of games are just still releasing at $60, and we're just so used to buying games at that price tag. Not saying no games at all release with any price tag lower, because that would be lying. We do have games that come out at $39.99 and $29.99, but the big games, the quote unquote AAA titles, are for the most part always $59.99. Whether it's trash, whether the game is trash or not, it's $59.99. And I feel like I think that's why a lot of games do away with demos. I remember demos back in the day, when I had PlayStation 1. You used to get the little disc in a little cardboard or paper sleeve with X amount of games on it, and you used to play the heck out of those demos. I see why a lot of games nowadays don't release with demos. You know, they give you, oh, you get this week beta, or this 3-day beta, this weekend beta. But I see why a lot of games don't release with demos. I think they think or know that if our game is trash and we give people a demo and they have it long enough, they put out the demo a month or 2 months before, and the game is trash, they're gonna know it's trash, and we're not gonna get that $59.99 from them. We're just gonna, we ain't giving it up a demo. We ain't doing demos no more. So I don't think a lot of games actually do demos anymore. I think good games do demos. It is starting to come back though, because I haven't had a Resident Evil demo. I haven't played a Resident Evil demo in a while. And Resident Evil 2 has a demo, and it's a pretty good game, right? But I think the games that we know in particular, that's known to put out half-paced, I won't say the A word, half-paced games, are not, for the most part, trying to give up demos or release demos to people. Just like we all know, a lot of games that's coming out of beta don't really come out no different than when they was in the beta. They add a couple things, maybe tweak a couple things, and then the game comes out. So y'all remember that's out there. If you playing the beta, when that beta release, especially if look at when you got the beta, look at when the beta is open. Now I'm not talking about the PC gamers, because on PC our alphas and betas are kind of different. Not necessarily saying all of them are different, but games are normally in alpha or beta stages for a long time. You can play them therefore in a long time. But on consoles, the betas are normally not a year long, not 6 months long, like on some of the PC titles, right? So when you get a beta of a game and that game's supposed to come out like that next month, really pay attention to that beta. Play the heck out of that beta for as much as you can, for as long as you can. Then think, would you pay $60 for that beta? Why? Because from the time that beta ends to the time that game release in that next month, or less than a month's time, there's not going to be too much different. There's not going to be too much different. We can try to fool ourselves, oh man, this is going to be fixed and it's going to be fixed. It's not going to be too much different. One issue I have right now is like Jump Force. Jump Force beta came out. In the description, one of the test objectives were the servers. I think the beta was playable for 2 days. I want to say like a Thursday and a Friday, and it hasn't been playable since. Every time, at least for me, every time I try to play it, it says something about the servers and you can't play the game. So the game was actually playable for 2 days, as far as I know, and haven't been able to play it since. And that's for the servers. And even when you can play it for those 2 days, the servers didn't even work. The game comes out, I want to say next month. Hold on, let me double check that. Let me go into my Nizzles. Hold on. Oh, it should be. I gotta get some music to play in the background for when I'm not talking. All right, so you guys just won't be talking to yourselves. Right, I'm just gonna hit up the old search bar right here. Hold up, because I want to make sure. I want to say it's next month, but I want to make sure Jump Force release date is February 15th. So we got about 2.5 weeks. February 15th, 2.5 weeks, right? And in the beta, this game has server issues to where I've never played it on servers. Me and some of my guys were in a party together, and we was trying to play it, and we all downloaded it. As soon as I seen it, I'm like, oh crap. I went and told my guys, because I know that they was excited about it. I said, hey man, you can go download the beta. It's in the store right now. They went and downloaded. We was in the party. We was all playing, and none of us get on the servers. You can fight against the computer, but not the servers. I mean, you can get on the servers to play online. Starting on the weekend, you couldn't even play at all. In my opinion, you couldn't play at all. You couldn't connect to the servers. You press A thinking, okay, well, it's just gonna put me offline like before, and it didn't. It sent me back to the home screen. To this day, it's still doing that. So is it going to be a big difference in 2.5 weeks? To me, most likely not. This was to do a server test. The servers never worked. The game released in 2.5 weeks. Are these servers going to be up and running and perfect and actually work? I don't know. They haven't been even tested. As far as we know, they haven't been tested to see if 100,000 people are playing the game, is it going to be able to handle it? They never worked out of the box. Servers have never worked. Maybe you guys' experience was different. I was playing it on the Xbox. Let me know in the comments below somewhere. Again, well, at least if you're on the Facebook page, let me know when you're watching this in the comments below. Did the servers ever work for you for Jump Force? They never worked for me on the Xbox. And if they did work for you, what console was you on? Did you play it on PC? Did you play it on PS4? Or were you on Xbox and they just so happened to work? We had about 4 people in our lobby. I mean, not lobby, party. And the servers didn't work for any of us out of the box. And we downloaded it day 1. So, again, let me know if you're watching us or listening to us on the podcast, no matter what platform you're on. This will be a video. If you guys don't know, if you're new to the channel, matter of fact, I ain't even do my shout outs. I do that at the end. But if you're new to listening to the podcast, we do have a Facebook page called AAA Gaming Network, and there's always a video with the podcast. Of course, I'm not in the video, but there's visuals with the video. I should say it like that, for the podcast. And you feel free to comment over there. Put your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how you feel. Answer any questions that might be in the video. Excuse me, this is late. I had a lot of homework. Right now it's like 3:47 in the morning, and I have to get this done, edited 4 in the morning. So for 2 different things, for a visual and an audio. So but yeah, let me know in the comments if Jump Force ever worked for you. Once again though, going back to my original topic, I was disappointed. I was disappointed in the last quarter of 2018. Not saying that we had a lack of titles, but in the quality of the games that we were given. I also feel sorry for the people that bought or paid for Battlefield 5 day 1. Why? Because they sales this so poor, which we kind of already knew what was going on with. There's been an issue with Battlefield and the developers or the publishers that consumers don't like. So they had a drop in sales. And I want to say it was 2 weeks later when I seen Battlefield 5 on the store. Not in the store, on the console. And it was half off. It was half off already. Now, a lot of people pre-ordered or paid $60, and then 2 weeks after the fact, the game was $30. That's crazy. I don't want my $30 back. You know what I mean? I don't want that $30 back. But yeah, man, let me know. Did y'all feel like 2018, the last quarter of 2018, that is, lived up to your expectations? Did it live up to the hype? Did you even have any expectations for 2018? What games were you looking forward to? If you were looking forward to any. Me, myself, I was looking forward to all the ones I mentioned. Battlefield 5, Black Ops 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, especially Red Dead Online, and Forza Horizon 4. Again, I still have fun with Forza Horizon 4. There's nothing for me to do, so I normally just drive around, maybe half an hour on board, and I get back off. Battlefield, I didn't get. Black Ops 4, I can probably play it for about an hour, then I'm getting off. And then Red Dead, you guys know the situation with Red Dead. There's nothing for me to do on Red Dead Online. I can just be in there and be a griefer and then just be messing with people because I feel like I don't have anything to do. But that's not my type of person. Well, I'm not that type of person. That's not in my character, so I just don't play it. But again, let me know how you guys felt. Did you like 2018? What games did you like for the end of 2018? What games did you like in 2018, period? Also at the beginning of 2018, besides Monster Hunter, you guys, and The Division being, I guess replayed would be the word. I think you guys had on the PlayStation side God of War 3, if I'm not mistaken, and Spider-Man. I heard those are pretty good too. So, hey, beginning of the year is starting to coming around, man. Normally there's a winter drop and you start to play your backlog. But yeah, it's starting to not be that way. So that's what's up, man. I'm looking forward to playing Resident Evil 2. I'm looking forward to The Division coming out soon. The Division 2, that is. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to. What games on what platforms. Hit me up, man. This is your boy Ice Revolver, man. I'm tired. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, going back to my intro, changing it to an outro. This your boy Ice Revolver at the AGN GAMECAST, also AAA Gaming Network. If you're listening to us on the podcast at AGN GAMECAST on whatever platform you're listening to, we do videos and we do have the visuals to the podcast on our Facebook page. Our Facebook page name is AAA, that's AAA Gaming Network. AAA Gaming Network on our Facebook page. And you can comment and answer any questions that was in this video that you want to leave answers to, or any thoughts that you have, period, or anything you want to talk about or hear on the upcoming podcast. If you're on Facebook page and you didn't know, guess what? Hey, we got a podcast. And you can go check that out at AGN space GameCast. AGN GameCast. Of course, the AGN stands for AAA. Just put it in one A. AGN AAA Gaming Network. Okay? That's what AGN is. AAA Gaming Network. Again, if you're on the Facebook page, go to any platform that you listen to your podcast on, whether it's Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn. We're on all of those. And type in AGN GameCast. And make sure you hit that subscribe button on both platforms. Make sure you guys leave a review, especially on the podcast. Make sure you guys hit that review. Hopefully it's positive. Let me know. All feedback is welcome. Again, this is season 2. Season 1 was way different. I'm trying some new things. I'm hoping that this gets better over time. Excuse me. I'm changing softwares left and right, from audios to editing to the whole nine, to the way I do graphics on the Facebook page. So there's a lot coming down. Like I said, I am in school for digital cinematography, for directing, producing, writing, and so on and so forth. I got a lot of things coming up, a lot of ideas coming up. Plan on doing some small films, TV shows or whatnot, all based around gaming. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that. This is your boy Ice Revolver. Thanks for the love, much appreciated. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. All subscriptions and follows are welcome, much appreciated. They're much needed to keep these channels going. That's all I need from you guys. Again, much appreciated, man. Hit that share button too, because sharing is caring. Thank you. Love. Peace.
Hey, where you learn that from?
Grand Theft Auto 3?
Word? Can I borrow that?
You got a PlayStation 2?
Nah, I got GameCast.
GameCast? Well, there's GameCube and then there's Dreamcast. What you got?
Well, I said I got GameCast, man. Damn, I can't afford it.
My bad. I'm just trying to help you.